Hello. I'm doing some live or some recorded videos for my own grandchildren, and I thought since I'm sending this as a baby shower gift that I would read it before I pack it up, and that way if mom and dad can't read it or they're doing something, that maybe they could turn the video on and the child could just hear my voice even if they can't follow along. So giraffes can't dance. And I only got halfway through this story and I got a phone call and I have to leave in a little while. I'm trying to get the lighting to be not quite so dark. Sorry about that. So I don't know how the story ends. Maybe I'll just come forward a little bit here. There. Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles, Andrea, and Guy Parker Reese. So I read it first and then I show the pictures. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. And there's the picture of the giraffe in the jungle. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. He's getting a branch and there's a butterfly sitting right next to it. And then on the other picture, he looks like he's chasing butterfly and then falls and trips. Now every year in Africa, they hold a jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. And there's just a picture of all the animals doing a great job doing their dance and having fun. The warthogs started waltzing, the rhinos rock and rolled, the lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. There's the baboons, and there are the chimps. Sorry, I had that wrong. Here's the chimps, here's the baboons. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. They looked at clumsy Gerald. The animals all sneered. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird. There's all the animals teasing Gerald. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor and started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. I wonder what Gerald is going to do. Then he found a clearing. He looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on, but sometimes when you're different, you need a different song. So maybe he just didn't have the right music to dance. What do you think? You think the moon and the cricket are going to help? Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches and the breeze, and that's what I love about nature, is it has its own song. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. There's Gerald listening. He's even closing his eyes so he can take it all in. With that, the cricket smiled and he picked up his violin, and Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing around. He's coming up with his own giraffe dance. He threw his legs out sideways and he swung them everywhere. And then he did backward somersaults and leapt up in the air. Oh my goodness, that is a dancing giraffe. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing, yes, I'm dancing, Gerald cried. Oops, sorry, I gotta show you the picture. He's so happy. Do you think he's gonna show his friends? Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing, yes, I'm dancing," Gerald cried. There, I got to read that one twice. It was important. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him, quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." Ever seen. "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Look at that. I think they're throwing flowers at him. In congratulations. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and the stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find the music that we love." And this was written for cousins at Sandbanks, Georgia, and for Fee, John, Rod, and Andy, GPR. And I'm guessing the people that means something for will understand what all those abbreviations are. Because it just says GA. I'm not sure if that's saying Sandbanks, Georgia, actually, but I think that's what it's saying. But then it's saying G.P. / or -R. And Bess loved rollicking rhythm story, perfect for the little ones. I hope you enjoyed Giraffes Can't Dance, even though we all know that they can. Have a great day, everyone.